Hi everyone, Dogmatic71 here, and welcome to Dogmatic DIY. Today, I am going to make beef jerky in my Bradley smoker. It's an electric smoker. So what I have here is this is a top sirloin. What you want for making jerky, you want something that doesn't have a lot of fat inside, right? Like this stuff here, all this stuff here, I'll end up cutting off. You don't want a lot of fat in your jerky because then it goes rancid faster. You want it to be able to last longer, right? So you want something, a cut of meat that is not going to have a lot of fat in it. So I have a top sirloin here that I'm going to show you. And some people don't freeze it before they cut it. But to me, I find that it cuts better, like I have a slicer here, when it's frozen than when it's thawed. Now, some people just freeze it a little bit, and some people, what I did here, this one actually wasn't fully frozen, the last jerky I made, but I had extra. I couldn't fit everything in my Bradley smoker. I had like 4 racks literally full of jerky, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slice it, and then I'll come back and show you you pick how thick you want it, right? Usually the jerky in this house doesn't last a week. So like the thicker you make it, the longer it'll take before it's dried out enough to consider it really jerky, right? Or else you're just more or less steak strips, right? So I'm going to cut a few, and then you'll see the thickness, because right now I have it at 2, which is usually a fairly good thickness. The thicker you can get it chewier, right? But it also will depend on how long you want it in the smoker too, right? If you want it to last longer, then you have to cook it longer, right? You got to get all the moisture out of it and kind of dry it, So let me cut some, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm gonna try to show you. I cut a couple strips here. Let's see. You can see how thick it is, and that's one thing I like about doing the top sirloin. Like you can get a roast, but then your roast is going to be way thicker than this, and then you're gonna have to slice it the opposite way too. So I like getting the top sirloin because, see, you don't see a lot of fat in it, and I can pick the thickness, and okay, there it's, and that's a good thickness, right? So as you can see, got some there. So adjusting it to a 2 on my, and you can see how nice and easy. I'll show you how I'll try to do it. It'll get a little loud here. I'll try to cut it so you can see how nice and easy it cuts by being frozen. So see how nice that cuts. So nice that cut that it's frozen. And then you're gonna want to marinate it overnight anyways, right? So I'm gonna cut all these strips, and then if you watch any of my other smoking videos, I have my dry rub here. But what I like to do is I make it a kind of a wet rub, or whatever you want to call it, not a dry rub. I add Worcestershire sauce, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to cut the rest of this meat, and then I'll show you my rub and what I do next. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it all cut now, as you can see. Now what I'll do is, you'll see some fat on here. See, now it's already starting to thaw out real quick because now that it's thin. So as you can see here, got some little fat. Now even if it's in the middle, like, let's see if I can find a piece. See here, I'll cut that out. I don't need doesn't have to be that all that one length, but I can cut this little section out and have that piece, right? So I'm trying to gonna maximize the amount of meat I have, right? So let me cut all the fat off of these, and then we'll go with making the rub and marinade for this. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so I cut everything up. You can see it's about, I would say, 4 or 5 inches tall. There's a lot of strips there, so you get quite a few strips from one steak. So that'll probably fill 2 racks on my smoker. So I got all my rub materials here, so I'm gonna make some rub and then I'll show you how to marinate this. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so now that you're getting ready, take, well, my rub here, exactly what that is there. Mix it all together, and then you're gonna put it in like a freezer bag. I don't want to say Ziploc, but because it doesn't have to be Ziploc, but a bag big enough to hold all your meat, right? Now, usually I do more than one batch. This here has chipotle in it, so it's a little bit more spicy. And then some I'll just do without the chipotle, so it's not as spicy, it's more sweet. You know, add a little bit more brown sugar than to take away from the chipotle. But I've also tried a teriyaki sauce, so I just make one bag per version I'm doing, but just today I'm going to make that. So to turn this into a marinade, I'm going to use, I was saying here, some people call it Worcester. That's a lot of letters for just being Worcester or Chestershire. Whatever it is, that's what I'm going to use. But you don't need a lot, right? Because you just got to get enough that this is kind of almost like a thick sauce. It's because you want it to stick to all your meat. So I'm only going to do a 1/4 cup, right? And then I'm going to put it in there, mix it up. Then I'll show you what I do once I get the meat in there. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did is when I poured the 1/4 cup, I must have put more rub in this time than last time I did it. Maybe I had less meat, so only did a half batch of this. So you're going to probably need a 1/2 cup, because doing just a 1/4 cup or Worcestershire sauce wasn't making the consistency. But now you can see it's nice and wet now. So now what you're going to do, we're going to put all the meat in here. Now that I got meat in here, what you want to do is you want to take this meat and roll it around, make sure that that marinade gets on every piece. So have the Ziploc or the bag here, freezer bag, nice and tight, so you can see that some of them still don't have a rub on it. So you just kind of tip it upside down, get some of that rub over there, kind of mix it in there nice and good. You want to make sure that every piece has lots of rub on it, and then you're going to stick it in your fridge overnight and let that marinade soak into the meat. So I'm going to keep making sure that I rub and get it all, move the meat around in here. So you're noticing now it's starting to get all darker. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of shiny, but marinade's all on that meat now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the fridge and let it sit overnight, and then we'll come back. Okay, it is now the next day. This has been in the fridge overnight. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay out the strips on some paper towel, and then we're going to pat them down because we want to get the excess moisture off it. Obviously, you don't have to make it dry, but you want, the longer, the wetter it is, the longer it takes to dry out, right? So what we're going to do is lay it out here, and then we'll pat it down. I'll show you what it looks like when it's wet and when it's been patted down, so you can see the difference. Also, I'm preheating the smoker. You don't want it above 180 because we don't want to cook it. We're drying it out, right? So anywhere between, say, 165 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit it is good, so it dries out. So then, then you're gonna pretty much, you smoke it for, like, I usually smoke it for about 2 hours. Make sure, and I'm going to use cherry wood. Cherry and apple are good for smoking your jerky. You can use hickory with it too. Sometimes I'll mix hickory and apple, or hickory and cherry together. I think I'm just going to do one today, but you can mix and match and try out and see what you like the best. Yeah, so right now the smoker's preheating. I'm going to put this out here on the paper towels, and then we'll come back. Okay, so you can see I have them here. I haven't patted them down yet. It's about half that bag is that many pieces already. It's just, so you think almost double that is just one steak. So that's a pretty good amount. So all I did is take some paper towel and folded it. And then you're just going to kind of press on it to get the excess moisture off it. So I don't know if you can see it there, the difference between there and how wet it is here. So that's all you do. You don't have to try to get it, completely dry. You just want to get the excess moisture off that you can. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll show you outside the smoker. I'll be right back. So you can see that was one paper towel. So one paper towel filled that rack. So it's kind of, well, see, mine are broken into little pieces, but I take 4 of them and then fold it, so that makes a full rack. And you can see it's pretty much the same size, so it's a good measurement. So if you want to know how much can fit on a rack, like, you can do it like this. I know some people actually use those shish kebab skewers and hang it off the top. You can put this rack along the top and just hang them so the actual jerky is like just dangling there like this in the smoker. You can do that as well if you want, but I'm going to end up having other things in the smoker as well that will be cooking later on, so I'm going to put them on the racks. Okay, so I'm going to get the other rack ready, and then we'll bring it out to the smoker. Okay, so now I'm outside. I got it at, you can see, 180. This is my just time that I have. I just put it up for maximum time, and I'll just keep checking it later on. That's the temperature setting that I set at, and that's what the oven is. So I want to try to keep it, and it's, right now, it's chilly outside. It's like 2 degrees Celsius, 33, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is the amount of time smoke. I haven't turned it on right now, like it's on, but I'm going to, when I press the wood, it'll push it in, as you can see. Right there, here. I have the pucks ready to go, and when I'm ready, every 20 minutes it'll push a puck onto this heating source here. So this is one steak. So like 2.5 racks for one steak. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, as you can see, is let me go and I'm going to push the wood, and you'll be able to see the wood is going to push onto the heating source. There you go. And now it'll start to heat up that wood puck and start smoking. Okay, so we'll come back in a few hours or whatever and take a look at it. Okay, hopefully you can see it's super bright out here all of a sudden, and Mother Nature decided to make it windy, so kind of like blocked the light, so I don't know if you can see that, but since it shrunk down, I remember I had 3 racks and I was able to move some stuff around, and 2. Now what you want to do is you want to wait, so when you bend it, it bends but not breaks. And I don't know if you can see that in there. Maybe let's go inside here with this wind and see what we can do. Okay, so you want it to bend, but you don't want it to break. But you want to see these white lines of the meat. So we'll see how it bends and doesn't break. Stuff like that. There. And now it's, so that's good. Now you can get a little even drier than that, but you don't want it to break so it's brittle and be like burnt bacon or something like that. Crispy bacon. You want it kind of tender enough where it's still chewy. So I think mine is just about done. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified when I post another video. And we'll talk to you later.